Hi everyone. This is Esther. I'm trying something new. I had found a video on here about someone doing the review, and I didn't watch it. And I was like, I need to do one. And somebody said that they would follow. I finished this book last Friday. I'm just now getting around to do the YouTube video for it. 5 stars, hands down. A lot of it has to do with the fact that I've been watching JC's TikTok. Sorry, I was getting strangled. Since 2022. I got on TikTok because of a dare from some gaming friends. For those that don't know, I used to game. I still game. There's clips and shorts on here that shows it. But I had gotten dared to get on TikTok. And when I did, I saw the Hell's Bells skits come across. Hell's Bells, honestly, there are some things I could relate with. I cried. I got angry. You know, the normal emotions you get when you watch the Hell's Bells series. And she originally had this on AO3, which is a fan fiction site. I read a little bit of it and had planned to go back to it and just never got back around to reading it. And so by the time I was about to get back on it, she had yanked it down, which mad respect for yanking it down, because she wanted to publish it. And when she announced that she was publishing it, a bunch of us got excited. I was one of those that got excited. And so when I found out, I wanted to get the book, but I didn't want the ebook. I wanted the physical copy of the book. Well, I had gotten on Amazon earlier this year in May and ordered it. And I had planned on reading it, but I had other books I needed to get to before I got to this one. This one was actually supposed to have been read over the summer, and what I was doing is I was going between reading a physical copy, reading an ebook, got into some ARC reads. So it was like, it kept getting pushed back. And one of the physical copies one of the other books got put in front of it, because I was suggested, hey, you should read this one before you read any other books. And I'm like, but I got this one. Well, anyway, so I bought the book. It came in within a few days. My oldest, that I did not know had been watching the Hell's Bells series, found out, because I told her I got the book. She's like, I wanted that book. Well, her birthday's in June, so she was coming in for her brother's graduation. So I quickly went back on Amazon and ordered another copy for my oldest. That was her birthday present. When I started reading this, my daughter was almost done with the book by the time I'd gotten to it. And so she was leaving some hints to me of what was going on. Most places that are in here that people say, oh, you're going to need you're going to need tissues. I didn't need tissues. I needed tissues at the beginning. When the female character we'll say Lily, gets to the afterlife. I needed tissues and this is spoilers for those that don't know. I needed tissues when she shares her file with Belle. I needed tissues again when she made her decision. It's because of who she saw. I got angry when she wrote Sharky's backstory. All this stuff in this book has made the skits on TikTok for Hell's Bells make so much more sense. The scene where Sharky's foster mom shows up in the skit, I would have been right there. After reading Sharky's backstory, I'd have been right there. Lily's parents passing. Her mom seems fine, but has some issues. I understand now. Like, it makes so much more sense. The religious trauma that is brought into this book, I can relate. Now, religious trauma that Lily dealt with is totally different than the religious trauma I dealt with. A lot of my religious trauma comes from inside the home, not in the church. I had to deal with, quote unquote, what I called hypocrites. I have since left the church. I am more of a spiritual person than I am religious. And I still have arguments with my mother to this day about, as she would say, I turned my back on God. She's not done it as bad now, but my mom used to do it a lot, and I had to throw in a date at her. One of these days I'll have to share that story. But we did that. And like I said, it's just so chocked full. Like, that's 621 pages thick. That is a thick book, which I'm used to reading thick books. JC, this is her first book, and she sees this girl on point. My favorite book author is a paranormal romance author that I think she's got like 3 thick books. Like, if they're hardback. One of the books is I have the 3 thick books. I have a hardback, but one of those thick books I also have as a paperback, and it's thick. I think it's got about, JC's book is 620. I think my favorite book author's book, the paperback, has about 100 pages more. But yeah, this I love reading. But yeah, I 5 stars all the way. Would read it again. Would recommend, highly recommend this book. I would highly recommend somebody read this book before you go watch the Hell's Bell series, because it makes so much more sense by reading this book first. She is working on a second book. I can't wait for a second book. I kid you not. So yeah, I love this book. And I can't understand why. And I mean, it's to each their own. The ones that are rating this book 1 or 2 stars, it's not their cup of tea. But again, obviously, they're not a paranormal romance reader. I am. So to understand this, yes, there are demons in this. Yes, there are there's other pantheons in this. The book that I like to read a lot of vampire books. And the closest I can get to a good vampire book is Sherilyn Kenyon's book series, The Dark Hunters. So you see where I'm going. I am more of a paranormal romance girly. Give me vampires and I'll eat it up. But other than that, go read this book. Get this book. If you don't want to buy it, go to your local library. Try to find this book. Get this book. Read it. Trust me. It is worth your time. It's thick. But it's worth your time. So with that being said, y'all have a great day. And I will try to do another book review sometime down the line. If not that, keep an eye out for clips of shenanigans of me playing video games. Bye, guys.